Yo, peace, peace, Ali. And press 9 if you can hear me and see me well. Press 9 if you can hear me and see me well. While I wait on that, just let you know that everything I do on YouTube is sponsored by l9shop.com. The best way to support me, my workings, is to shop there for anything that you need. And also, if you want to work with me exclusively, also want some exclusive content, and to join a community of like-minded souls, make sure to go to spiritualaccelerator.com. All right, we good. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me and see me well. Just coming through. Hey, you never know when I'm gonna pop up, yo. I'm gonna start popping up more and more just to rap with y'all. You feel me? So I've been on YouTube for a minute. It's a lot of people that rock with me on here. So I want to definitely give the love back. I know I'm not really one to go in and reply to comments and answer all your questions, but I promise I'm gonna pop up more and mess with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you come through. I know last time I was on here, we had probably about 200 people live. So that lets me know that it's still a demand for that live interaction. So I definitely want to come through and holler at y'all. You feel me? So yeah, I'm not going to be on here as long as I was last time, but I wanted to hit it at a different time because, you know, I mean, I'm completely sovereign. I can come on here at 7 in the morning. I wake up actually at 5:30 every morning, so I can come on here anytime. But I just want to make sure I switch it up because I know a lot of people have different schedules, but I'm assuming that most of y'all are probably off work. So make sure to the way I'll do this thing is make sure to put question mark before your question, because a lot of people like to make statements and stuff like that, which is fine. But I'm more so looking for questions. First off, welcome. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people like to say thank you. It's unnecessary. I don't even need all of that. Just I appreciate you for coming and joining me live, giving me that live energy. So I'm thanking you, you know what I mean, for coming through and rocking with the God. So put your question and then we'll get this thing popping. Simple, just ask a question and I'll do my best to answer it. If the question is mad personal, I'm not going to answer it. Also, if you send a super chat, you don't have to, but if you send a super chat, I'm definitely going to prioritize those questions. But like I said, I'm going to be on here about a half an hour. All right. So can I make a video about visualization? I actually did make a video. Go back into my archives. It was a while back, but it was called Advanced Visualization Techniques or something to that effect. So just go back into my joint. You'll see that. All right. Okay, if you've been trying to build a relationship with your ancestors, but you're not feeling anything, the way you normally feel something is that you may have a ancestor come to you in a dream. Also place a piece of fruit like an apple on your altar and place an apple somewhere else. Purchase it at the same time. If the apple on the altar lasts a little bit longer, that lets you know that your altar is getting a little bit of charge. Excuse me. Also, go with your gut feeling, the way you feel inside when you're giving your offering. Do you feel tingly? Do you feel any kind of sensations? But the way I like to describe it is I would go hard body for like a month or so, giving an offering every single day or at least as many times as possible. Usually after 30 days, you're going to have some sort of synchronicity, some sort of dream, some sort of feeling, intuitive thought or something like that. I'm not sure about that. Ear ringing is called what do they call it? Tinnitus, tendonitis. Forget the technical name, but the way I subscribe to the ears ringing is usually a being getting information to you. So these are angels, the higher beings getting some sort of communication to you. Whenever that happens, just kind of sit and think about what you're thinking about. If you're doing something, pay attention to what you're doing at that time. But it's typically a communication from a higher being transmitting a message to you. Love being sovereign, yo, definitely. What does bubbles in the water you offer your ancestor mean? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Are you from Cali? No, I'm from Ohio. I live in between Cincinnati and Dayton. This is a good question. How do you, if a family member has reincarnated on your altar and you can still honor them if they have? Yes. Just because an ancestor reincarnated or incarnated again doesn't mean that their soul is not in the ether still. So whenever you incarnate, your entire soul does not fill up the body. If your entire soul was to come into your human body, it would explode. You've heard of people having spontaneous combustions. That means that they had too much spiritual energy within their body. So nobody on earth is walking around with their entire soul in their body. There's a part of you still in the ethers, if you would, and then there's your spirit that's still connected with the creator. So you have an oversoul and you have a spirit that is tied with the creator. So simply put, your entire soul is never in the physical form. Great question. So you can still honor those ancestors. Make sure to put question mark before your questions, yo. I mean, you can eat whatever you place on your altar. I personally don't. I just dispose of it. But if you're moved to eat the food that you put on your altar, then, you know what I mean, do you. I know there's a lot of people making altar work videos. When I first started, it wasn't too much. But I know right now there's a lot of people making ancestor altar videos and just altar work videos in general. There are no rules for altar work. You follow your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to humans. Don't even listen to me. Once you get your altar popping and you just do whatever your spirit is moving you to do. So I don't recommend that you listen to a bunch of altar work video. If you notice, the way I teach altar work is very simple. Go into my archives and look at how to build an ancestor altar. I've made two of them. One is very old and one is a lot newer or whatever. But it's a very simple process. Also, my new book, Altar Magic Manual, which will be up for pre-orders here shortly. I'm explaining altar work very simple, but you don't even need the book. If you watch all my altar work videos, you're pretty much going to have the book in free form. You know what I'm saying? So altar work is very simple, y'all. I wake up at 4 a.m. just about every morning. How do you make the most of being up at those magical hours? You can do advanced visualization techniques, or you can put like a wish or thoughts into the ethers. So as you transition back to sleep, just put some positive thoughts, some affirmations, and also that's a prime time to go into your dream with a certain amount of lucidity. So you can look at your hand, look at the palms of your hand, look at that for a few minutes, and then as you go to, and then close your eyes and try to transition to sleep and think about something you want to experience while you go to sleep. That's a form of what they call dream incubation. Is when you have something in your mind as you transition to sleep to have a more advanced dream experience once you go into the ethers. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. It's just a synchronicity that you're seeing red birds. It could be a sign from your ancestors letting you know that they're with you. But just for the sheer fact that you're noticing that and it's a repeated pattern, it's probably something connected to your altar work. All right, now y'all got bad questions coming through. That's why I wanted to come back through, because I know I wasn't able to answer all the questions last time, yo. Okay, if I don't see a question mark, I'm not even looking at it. Okay, what does it mean when we can't get a certain person out of our head and feel a strong spiritual connection, even though they say, do they not feel it? It's probably just you have a past life connection with them, or that you have done a lot of previous incarnations with them. A lot of times, if you are in a relationship with somebody and you kind of break it off, or they break it off, or you're disconnected, you can still continue on that relationship in a dream state. You know, so just because you're not physically with somebody or you don't have a personal relationship with them, based on the nature of the relationship, and if you had a lot of lifetimes with them, you can carry on relationships with them in the ethers or spiritual world. That's why a lot of people get what's called a cord cutting. When they keep having a thought of somebody, they can't keep them out of their minds or out of their head. They end up having a cord cutting to sever the ties with that individual. I already answered that question. I answered that last time. Green flames on ancestor money. Like, people have made a big deal out of the flames, especially from L9 shop, the ancestor money that we have. People have said it has all these different hues and everything like that. Me personally, I've never paid attention to that. If it seemed important to you, then I mean, it may be important. But from my experience, as long as you state their name or write their name on there and you burn it at the altar, it's getting to your ancestors. I personally think people overthink a lot of this stuff, yo. I really truly do. But if you're asking me if this has a significance, I would say probably not, but that's up for you to decide. If you're seeing a lot of eagles, it possibly could be. What I notice is when I travel a lot, when I'm driving, like in a whip, I notice usually eagles and vultures hovering in threes. You feel me? Like, it'll be like three of them and they're circling around or whatever. I always intuitively took that as ancestors or higher beings watching me travel or making sure I get to point A to point B safely. But it could be possibly your spirit animal, if you want to call it like that. I made a video talking about how to deal with death, so definitely check that out. Earth is definitely in a shift. What are my thoughts and feelings? It's a necessary. So, I mean, Earth is always going through different metamorphosis or different stages of growth. And the way I like to explain any kind of growth is called growing pains. And usually when you grow, there's some sort of pain or resistance. From my understanding, based on what the ancients have said, the ancestors, and also some of the master teachers that have incarnated around this present day and time. In our lifetime, or at least close to it, maybe not in my lifetime or your lifetime, but very close, our Earth is going from 3D to 5D, which is a jump in dimensions altogether. If you look at it 3D, we have duality thinking, we have good and bad, we have pain, we have physical bodies that we can only transcend once we go into the dream state. When we get to 5D on this planet, it's like having a lucid dream, but being awake. So imagine right now that we're all in a dream, but you can think about being in Paris and your physical body literally being in Paris. Me personally, that's why I believe that we're headed to when we say 5D on Earth. Do I think it's going to happen in this lifetime? I'm not sure, but I believe that's where the Earth is heading to. So from this point to that point, we're going to go through many different shifts. There's a lot of power that needs to be taken down. There's a lot of common people that need to raise up, or they're not going to be in the vibration of the planet. They're going to fall off. Doesn't mean they're going to die, but they're not going to be part of this shift. So that's why I'm big on working on yourself, self-mastery, becoming self-God realized, so you're able to resonate with the planet. Like right now, if you're going through a lot of emotional stuff, if you're sad, if you're very fearful, which is a big one, then that lets you know that your vibration is not conducive for what's currently going on. And simply put, you falling for the okie doke. You feel me? Like you're going to have a hard time dealing with the shift, because you still need rulers and masters kind of telling you what to do. Those of us who are evolved, those of us who are self-God realized, we don't need anybody to tell us what's going on. Instead of turning the CNN, we turn our third eye on to see what the hell is really going on. I already answered that question. That's too personal. The deities have always been close. So, I mean, simply put, yes. Great question. How long did it take you to make the sun blink? I have the Divine Solar Magic book. The first time I tried to make the sun blink, it blinked. It only blinked for like 15 seconds. It took me, I want to say, probably after initial 15-second blink, it probably took me a week, week and a half, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not good with linear time. I tell y'all that all the time. 5 weeks feels like 5 months, and 2 years feel like two. I mean, it just all blends in together. I don't view reality that way. So if I had to say, it was probably like, it took me a couple weeks, maybe a week and a half. And this is what helped me connect with the sun and emit a certain amount of emotion to have a response from it. Think about something that brings you a tremendous amount of joy. Tremendous amount of joy, where if you think about it long enough, you'll be moved to tears almost. While you're connected with the sun, think about that thing, that person, place, or thing that emits that much joy from you, and connect with the sun with that same level of energy, with that same level of emotion. You can also do this with your spiritual work or any kind of magic. That's what's going to help you kind of expedite your response from the sun. So I just gave you a jewel. I don't know what that means. No, Oud is not the same as Palo Santo. That's why they have a different name. Usually you'll have a synchronicity or some sort of confirmation in the form of signs, synchronicity, message. When a higher being accepts anything, you'll get some sort of confirmation. Or if you're requesting something like, thank you for helping me get a new job, then you'll have a breakthrough with that job. But just know that your karma has a lot to play with this thing as well. Say, for instance, that you wanted to manifest $1 million, but your earthly karma only allows for you to obtain maybe 500,000. Then there's no amount of spiritual work you can do in order to get $1 million. You feel me? Your karma is capped off. You see what I'm saying? That's why me personally, I don't do any magic or spells trying to get something. You feel me? I don't live reality that way. As long as I'm sovereign, as long as I'm able to pay my bills, as long as I'm able to do as I please, I'm not worried about excess. Because when you have too much, and I know that's not what you're saying, I'm just, making this a teachable moment. When you have so much, it's never good enough. But when you're content and happy with what you have, then you'll always have enough. You feel me? If you have too much, you always feel like you need more. But if you're content and grateful for what you have, you'll always be at peace. You know what I mean? For those who get it, I just gave you one. You know what I'm saying? Do I feel like Ohio is low-key anointed? Ohio is mad magical, yo. When I first discovered the earth mounds in Ohio, I realized why I incarnated here. Ohio has, I want to say, the second most earth mounds in the United States. The first, I believe, is in North Carolina. But if you look at it, we got mad mounds in Ohio. So there's a certain energetic vibration here. Like me, I live close to Miamisburg Mound, which is one of the largest conical mounds in the world. Also live by the Serpent Mound, which is one of the largest effigy mounds in the world. Within 15 minutes and I want to say like an hour or something, have 2 mounds that are some of the biggest on the planet. You feel what I'm saying? Ohio is very much it's lit as far as spiritual energy. I've been saying it for multiple years, but I really want to do like an Earth Mounds tour in Ohio. Like, let me know if you'll come to, if I did an Earth Mounds tour in Ohio, where we go through the mounds, charge it up, do rituals. This is something I've done in the past with people in Ohio. Like we went, I want to say like 15 deep to the Miamisburg Mound, did rituals, gave offerings to the ancestors, and just got it in. We turned up, yo, for real, that one way. You can write their name in a book. If you don't have any pictures, just write their name. Usually vortexes and energy is a good spot to put your intention and thought in that particular spot. I was told that Sedona, Arizona got mad, like energy vortexes. Thanks for the super chat, y'all. Let me see where your question is. Oh, you only have a question. Appreciate that. Oh, appreciate that, Kill. Appreciate your super chat and comment. Todd Smith, appreciate your super chat. How long should I meditate on each chakra? You can, there's no set rules. There's no set rule, but if you want to start out with 1 minute per chakra and work your way up, and that's 7 minutes. Then go 2 minutes per chakra. What I always recommend is that you start small and just add on to it. You feel me? What a lot of people do is like, okay, I'm about to go dummy. I'm about to spend 30 minutes meditating every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you start small and work your way up. So that's what I would do if I were you. Because we're just chatting over there, like if I'm speaking to you, like, and there's the thing, and this isn't a ploy, but when I speak to someone, like I just had a consultation with a young lady earlier, when I'm able to hear your voice and it's just one-on-one, there's so many things that come through. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do consultations. I don't talk about it and offer it, like tell y'all, hey, go get a consultation, because I want you to be resonant. I want it to resonate with you where you find it on your own. But that's the reason why I do consultations. So if you have things that's personally going on, I'm able to connect with your energy in that way. You feel me? But as far as the general, just during this live and you're just typing out, I would say spend 1 minute on each chakra, then work your way up from that. All right. So I think I answered all the super chats. Let me go back through. All right. Let me make sure. Let me see. All right. About 8 more minutes, y'all. 8 more minutes. I promise y'all, I'm gonna come holler at y'all, yo. You know what I'm saying? And you never know when I'm gonna pop up. So just make sure you got your notification on or whatever you got to do so you know when I'm popping up. Because I probably ain't gonna announce it for real, for real. Probably just gonna be like, hey, I'm going in a half hour, come through. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Mystical? What's good? Peace. Let me see. Let me see. I really don't know where I'm at, so I'm just gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, just find a question. Remember, put question mark. Can a wicked soul change for the better? Excellent question, yo. And somebody may look at that and be like, oh, hold on, that ain't no good. That's a damn good question. The way it was described to me and the way that resonates with me is all souls find their way back to the Creator. There's 3 different types of souls. There's angelic, there's godlike, and there's demonic. The demonic souls are the ones that you can call wicked. These people, when you look into their eyes, you see no hope. They're your murderers, your rapists, your pedophiles, your people that just, they usually cause harm and destruction everywhere they go. After lifetime and lifetime and lifetime, eventually they will find their way back to the Creator. If you look at it, every soul, every being came from the universal prime Creator. And in the Bible, and I'm not saying the Bible is real or, you know, I mean, it's the word of God. I'm just using it as a teaching point. In the Bible, it said God created the heavens and earth and it was good. God created this and it was good. My point is, the Creator created everything. And for lack of better words, you can say it's good. But what man does with ego is pervert everything. If you look at it, we have perverted everything. And I say we as humans, we have perverted everything on this planet. We perverted the way that we use water. We perverted the food. We mistreat and pervert the animals. The act of sex is perverted. You know what I mean? We've perverted as humans mostly everything on this planet. The only beings that live according to nature are animals. But with man and free will, we have gone against the flow of nature. You see what I'm saying? So simply put, everybody usually finds or everyone will find their way back to the creator. It just may not be in one single life. So if you're dealing with a person, or if you yourself feel like, man, I'm evil to a core, you know what I'm saying? You just do the best you can. But understand that there's certain beings on this planet, there's nothing you can do about it. When I first started waking up, I had a gentleman who I clearly know is demonic. You know what I'm saying? I can see him to this day, and I know dude's demonic. I won't let him know that I know, but hey, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? Peace. But he's you know what I mean? He's murdered somebody, murdered multiple people probably. You know what I'm saying? He's you know what I mean? When you look in his eyes, something's missing. And this person has personally attacked me. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, I had to control myself. But even that person I know is going to make it eventually back to the creator. It just ain't going to be in this lifetime. It's a wrap. It's Rap City, the basement in this lifetime. You feel me? But eventually his soul will find its way back to the creator. Excellent question, yo. Excellent question. All right, remember to put question. Y'all got mad comments and stuff, man. I don't, you know what I'm saying? If I would sit there and read all these, man, it would take a long time. How do we know which deity is connected to us? Deity Linkage Manual, #1 best-selling book. Even if I didn't write it, that's why I would reference. And that's the best reference I can give you. And if you don't feel like paying for it, go on Amazon Kindle and get the Kindle Unlimited version, get the free trial, and just read the book for free. You don't even have to pay for it. Go to Kindle Unlimited on Amazon and just get a free trial and read the book for free. But if you want to support me, you can go to l9shop.com and click on books. You can cop it that way, or you can cop it on Amazon. It's up to you. But that's what I would suggest that you do. Any advice on working with deities? Deity Linkage Manual. That's what I suggest. Also going to my YouTube channel, how to set up a deity altar, and just go to my altar work playlist. I don't want to answer questions that I got mad, mad content on. I feel like that's a waste of time, to be honest. And my apologies if you're just coming into my work. That's the best thing I can do is reference you to that already made content for that. I made a video talking about how to find out your karma. One of the ways is astrology. Astrology is a great way to find out how much karma that you have, but it's going to be hard to ascertain exactly how much karma you have in everything. But if you don't want to look at astrology, just do the best you can in everything that you do. So if your goal is to improve your relationships, then work on building yourself up and making you a person that you would want to be in a relationship with. And if you have a relationship after that, then that lets you know how much karma you have as it pertains to relationship. Our karma is going to differ for every area in our life. So if this was for finances, do everything that's in your heart that you're guided to as it pertains to finances. And if you have a certain amount of money, that's how much your karma will allow. You know what I mean? Some of us put in a little bit of work and we get a lot in return. That lets you know that we have quote unquote good karma, or in a good amount of karma as it pertains to money. But you're not going to know until you do the best you can. You know, the creator, from my limited understanding how the creator works, and I'm just being humble because nobody understands how the creator works on a grand scale. But I believe that the creator really recognizes effort, meaning that you put in effort, that means a lot. So a lot of people aren't trying. You don't even attempt. You'll visualize, you'll go to your altar, You'll pray, you'll do all these things, but you won't put in effort. You won't put in real effort. You feel me? So the way you know how much karma you have, just put in effort. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about how much you have. Just do the best you can. And what you get is what you're supposed to get, and just be appreciative of it. Hey, what up, Daniel? I see somebody said, what up to you? Okay, y'all saying I would come. I'm assuming you're talking about the joint, the Earth Mound joint. Hey, what's up, Parisia? How you doing, sweetheart? Let me see what you talking about. There's somebody that's been rocking with the God for a minute. Also a frequent L9 shop customer. We appreciate you. I had to take my ancestor altar down and press reset. Did not feel connected. I spent more time in my backyard saying I feel better nature. Have you been through this, brother? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let me see how I can say this. I don't view the altar as what it can do for me. It's my obligation to my ancestors. This is the way that our people have always connected with the ancestors, as far as paying reverence, as far as giving libations. We have done it via an altar. So I look at it as, it's my duty. It's my job. You know what I mean? To put in that altar work, to send food, to send money, to make sure the libations, water is on there. It is my duty as a spiritually mature individual to take care of my ancestors. I don't care if I never had a confirmation, no synchronicities, no connection. I don't care, because it is my job. It's incumbent upon me to take care of my ancestors, being in a position, having a physical body to take care of my people. So I don't care about connection and, they ain't blessed me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But by doing my altar work, I can honestly say my life has been way more easy. You know what I mean? Like it has. I do very little at this point, and I get a lot in return. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just sharing with you. I personally believe it has a lot to do with my altar work. I really, truly believe it does. I wouldn't talk about it if I didn't feel like it was beneficial. But if you notice, I never tell people what they should do. You have to follow your own guidance. So if that's what you're guided to do, go into nature, who am I to tell you that's wrong? You know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing with you what works for me. All right. One more. You like that, Rap City? The basement, yo. Hey, for those who know. I say it all the time, for real. I just don't say it. You notice when we're live, I could chop it up more. When I'm making videos, I'm trying to get in and out. I understand the way I work best on videos is I just like to get the information out. I can get on there and just flex, you know what I mean, with information stunting on y'all, like, oh yeah, this, reference this. I just do my best to be straight to the point and get the information out. But when we're chopping up like this, I'm gonna be more myself. Like I speak with a lot of slang, a lot of lingo, you know what I'm saying? So this is a whole different energy. But that's something I say all the time, like Rap City, the basement. You know what I'm saying? I'm Capricorn in Western astrology, Sag in Vedic astrology, Gemini rising, moon in Gemini. But to be honest, those placements really don't define me. And once again, I'm being humble. I've worked on myself to the point where I've transcended every sign. If I want to get on here and be a Sag, if I want to get on here and be a Cancer, I activate whatever needs to be activated for whatever I need to do. I'm not tied to any sign. Most people, when they deal with astrology, they use it as a prison system. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Taurus, I act like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the way it works. I was also born in the year of the dragon. But if I need to be a rabbit, I'm going to be a rabbit. You feel me? I also am a 11 life path in numerology. But if I need to be an 8, I'm going to be an 8. If I need to be a 7, I'm going to be a 7. My point is, I'm not tied to any signs and man-made constructs. Even though it's connected to the cosmos, do not get it twisted. But once you work on yourself, it's called houses, and each house is like a school. You feel me? But once you learn the lesson, apply the lessons, you graduate from that particular house. So meaning once you graduate from the 12-step program, which is astrology, once you master each discipline, Jesus and the 12 disciples, you become the 13th sign, which is God or Jesus or Yahshua, whatever you want to call it. You become the Christos, the Christ figure. So my point is, I'm not tied to any of that, but just want to give you a little bit more context. I use astrology, but I don't use astrology like most common people use it. Your job is to transmute those signs. It's not a prison system as something that, oh, I can only be like this. You know what I'm saying? Like they told me I'm a Taurus, Taurus act like this. You feel me? That's not the way it works. That's the way most people have you locked into this matrix, for real, for real. Try to stunt your growth, yo. All right. Appreciate that. Scorpion 16. Just seen you on I was about to say Kair on what man, I'm being called, dude, man. Like, what you changing your name out here, man? What are you talking about? I'm calling you Kair. Tell him I said it. I'm just playing. I respect whatever a man want to call himself. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Gotta call him that. Appreciate that, Angelina. You didn't have a question. Hey, y'all just give me super chats, only ask questions. That's love, yo. Like I said, you don't really have to do that, man. Best way to support me, l9shop.com, el9shop.com. That way we can give you something in return for your money. I don't want to make this like a church, like, yo, need to give me a donation, send that money, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't that kind of party. But if you're moved to, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, that's about it. Oh, I see a mad more questions, but I want to get off here. I have some things I have to do. Also, oh, hold on. My bad. Another super chat. Ta Smith. Saturn in Aries 6th house. What area is my karma? Your karma would be more so in Western, it's called the North Node and South Node. In Vedic astrology or Jyotish, the one I like to study the most or use the most, it'd be called Rahu and Ketu. Rahu is the North Node. Ketu is the South Node. Whatever's in your North Node lets you know that you came here to, I gotta say this. This is something that's probably going to be beneficial for you to go towards. So say that you have like the North Node in the 10th house, then you more than likely will benefit from being active on your career path or your purpose or what you're going to do in the public's eye. Your South Node or K2 lets you know the things that you have mastered or at least became proficient at in another lifetime. So those are the things that you're going to be naturally gifted at. So that's kind of give you a tip on how to study your chart to kind of ascertain some karmic retribution, if you would. All right. So that's about it. That's all I want to do today. So I'm promise y'all, I'm gonna pop through. You never know I'm gonna pop through. So I appreciate everybody's energy that came through. You know what I'm saying? And until next time, peace.